man.
Shit, I can't. We live, baby. I can't help it, man. Listen, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. We in the building.
We are here.
Yeah. New York City Basketball Network TV, man. We are live in the building. We got Pooh, the OG with the shades on, the Easy E shades on. We got my guy Ron, man. Miss My Brother A Game Podcast, yes, sir. We got Cal in the building, all things hoops, and we got our brother Flea, which is hopefully be on later. But I'm all ball, and like I said, New York City Basketball Network TV. We here every Tuesday, 8 o'clock, 8:30ish. Do the best we can. But how y'all brothers feeling today?
Oh yeah,
I'm doing excellent. I'm doing excellent. I just want to let everybody know out there that's gonna watch the podcast. Yo, we all got our own separate networks that's doing our thing. So it's gonna take a while for people to understand what we doing on this side. But we're about to get it cracking today, because man, so much to talk about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ron, how you feeling today, man?
I'm good, my brothers. I'm good, man. You know, same thing, different day. Bless.
Yes, sir. Cal, talk to us, baby.
Yeah, everything is copacetic over on this side, man. We chilling.
Nice.
On?
Well, before we get started on the topic, it was a big interview today. Sebastian was on, came and make sure it is what it is. If any of y'all fellas seen it or seen any of it, just real quick, 2-3 minutes, what was your thoughts?
I liked it. I liked it, man. I'm a Sebastian Telfair fan. If you was, tapped into the New York City scene around that time when he was, when he was doing his thing in the PSAL with Lincoln, and he had the Jay-Z's and the A-Rods in the crowd and all of that, man. That's legendary. That's legendary stuff right there. So how can you not be a fan of that? The interview was dope. It gave him a chance to kind of like Cam said, clear a couple things up, man. I think there was a few misconceptions about how it turned out, the negative aspect of the whole case and the guns and all of that. So they got a chance to clear that up a little bit. But yeah, man, it was entertaining. It was good. It was good, man. He's must see TV.
Hey, Ron, just real quick, like I said, few minutes on what you thought about it.
I definitely thought it was good to see Sebastian. I think what happens is a lot of times when things happen and you don't get to hear that person's side of the story or stories, you come up with your own narrative. So I think it was dope that he was able to go on there and voice his opinion about various topics. I just feel like it's good to see him. Good to see him. He looks like he's in good spirits. And people have to understand, man, regardless of what transpired off the court, I don't care what anybody says. Let's not forget about the culture, because I know they kept talking about that, but let's not forget, he, in my opinion, will go down as one of the best guards to come out of New York City, number one. Number two, you're talking about a 6'1", at the time, 160, 65, maybe on 170, straight to the league.
Probably not even that heavy, pause.
Right.
Straight to it.
Straight to the league. 3 city championships. You're going to hear people say, well, he wasn't playing against anybody, this, that, and the third. Stop it.
Exactly.
Stop.
And he was a lottery pick, Ron.
Lottery out of high school. Like, let's keep it all the way. How they like to say it. Let's keep it all the way a stack. Sebastian Telfair is a New York City. No pun intended. Sebastian Telfair is a New York City point guard. He's a New York City legend, and he is a staple in New York City basketball.
Pooh, like I said, your thoughts. Sebastian Telfair on Mason Cam show. It is what it is.
I'm coming on just like that, man. That's home team right there. That's home team. Abraham Lincoln High School, definitely a New York City basketball icon. What he did for the culture, what he did for the city, and what he did for the country. remember, when all the players from around the country was in that locker room, and he was the one standing up, telling everybody, right? Y'all better be ready. Yeah. Are you ready? Huh? Are you ready? Because when I pass you the ball, you better be ready. Right. And they was his little sons, right? No matter what they all evolved into, everybody in the country knew he was that guy. Facts. And I think Cam and Mace did an incredible job. They did an incredible job with him. Even when they was giving him pushback, they still respected his answers. They respected where he was coming from. And he got to clear the air on a lot of things. So when people was like, oh, he's stupid, he want to be a gangster, he riding around with all those guns not knowing, he was moving.
Right.
Yeah, we could have said, yeah, he could have had a moving company do it, whatever, but you're not in the shoes. You don't know what he was going through at that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So thank God he's still with us. He out here, he got his freedom, and he's able to tell his story. Salute to my guy Bashi. Love you, bro.
Well, listen, I didn't see it. I've been running around and driving in this rain all day. I'm gonna check it out tomorrow. The only thing I wish, and big shout out to Kim and Mace, great job. Harlem in the building. But the only thing I wish is that they would have took more time and put more promotion into it. And also, I would like to have seen him in the studio with them.
Right.
Because what Shannon Sharp just did with Cat Williams, I'm not saying it could have had that effect numbers-wise, but I'm saying the effect for guys like us, I think it could have been even bigger. It could have been huge. So I just kind of wish they would have took their time, promoted it maybe for a week, dropped a little bit of some clips that how you like, oh, and then try to get him to come into the studio. But
the thing was, Mace was in Australia, and you know what I'm saying. But one thing that I must say, man, you know what I'm saying, and this is kudos to Mace and Kim, was about the questions that they were asking, right? Like even more so Mace, because Mace brought it to the forefront in terms of like, yo, we trying to hear the you know what I'm saying? We trying to hear the questions that the people want to hear, like, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't shy away from that. You know what I'm saying? And they did it, masterfully. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed the interview.
Well, listen, man, that's a great segue into our topic tonight, which is who's some of the most important New York City legends to come out of high school from New York City. I want Ron to start off first, my brother A-Game podcast, because he missed last week. So I'm eager. Missed you, my brother. I'm happy you're here today.
No doubt.
I want to hear some of the names and what did they mean to you as far as just them in high school, coming out of high school, and how big these guys was in New York City. Give us some of the names, some of the legendary guys that you love to watch, love to hear about, love to see.
Pause on how big guys was on that. All right.
Yeah. Super pause. My apologies, brother.
Andy from Harlem. Go ahead, Ron.
So we're going with guys that we've seen, guys that were in our I want to say generation. Is that
no, just who jump in your head, like pause.
Just remember, Ron, we can even the guys that maybe people told us about, whether it was our father, mother, uncle, brother, guys you see, right? Just some legendary New York City street basketball players.
Right. Dave the Busher.
I mean, now that's your man.
He's not even from New York City.
Right. Right. I mean, I think one of the most notable names, man, that I've heard of or been hearing about when you talk about New York City basketball is Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I mean? Like I think one of the first guys that it was like, yo, this dude was like that. Obviously, you know, that's way before our time.
Right.
You know, he's one of the guys. Then obviously you got Pearl. You know, you hear about Pearl and his exploits and what he was able to do, and what he meant to New York City high school basketball. Rod Strickland, obviously. But now for me now, when you're talking about being up close and personal and seeing certain guys, Kareem Reed, Stephon Marbury, obviously Felipe.
Yes.
You got the Gary Saunders, you got Ron Artest, like, oh man, Sham God, Ed Cota,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like these guys, Charles Jones, 530, Jamel Thomas, like so many different guys. And you talk about New York City, where Pooh and I, we discussed this a while back. I don't think people really understand how many players we've produced that played at the highest level.
Yes.
Like, I don't think sometimes I think they forget. Sometimes I think they forget because we are the Mecca. We'll always be the Mecca. And I think because the game has transcended to so many different states, they forget that we have tons of guys that played at a high level. The Kemba Walkers, the Omar Cooks, the Talib Browns, the Andre Barretts. Come on, man. Like, you talking about a city where we had nothing but dogs. So, for me, Khalid Reeves, Jamal Mashburn, Jamal Faulkner, it's just so many
It's a
guys,
lot.
man. It is.
Save some for us, man. Save
Yeah,
some for
listen, man.
us.
But Stephon
Pause.
Marbury, I got to watch him. His school was right across the street from my school. I went to Grady. Obviously, he went to Lincoln.
Right.
And watching Steph, Shaheen Holloway. How could I forget about Shaheen Holloway? But watching Steph up close and personal, and you hear about the mystique, right? Yo, Steph, he be pulling from half. Steph, he be doing windmills. Yeah, right. Nah, all right, yeah. Nah. You sit there, you watch, you're like, yo, this dude is really pulling from half. This dude is really doing windmills on the layup line. Like, and then when he plays, Steph was a pro before he even got to college.
Facts.
Before he got to college, he was a pro. You understand? So I think he's definitely one of the guys for me, because I got to see him time and time again, that definitely he left an indelible mark, because it's like you at the time were witnessing greatness. You were witnessing greatness. You know what I mean? So, and then again, not to mention Felipe and Kareem Reed and Eric Harris. It's listen, man, New York City, like I said, we are the Mecca. We are the Mecca. You know what I mean? You can't take that from us.
Yes. Well, listen, I'm gonna go with Cal next. Cal, New York City High School, right? Give me some of the guys, like I said, that did it at the highest of the highest levels, in your opinion, that meant that much to the city.
I mean, man, there's so many players like Ron. Ron mentioned pretty much, all of them pretty much. But of course, you got your guys, the Felipe Lopez's of the world. That guy was on Sports Illustrated when that came out.
Right.
And that shook the earth when that came out. You know what I'm saying?
Cal, was that the first high school player to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
I want to say so. I want to say that was the first player, but there was others that came on after that. You know what I'm saying? That were reputable. Sebastian Telfair was one. LeBron was another. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of high school basketball, man, of course you got your guard, Sham God. You know what I'm saying? Sham God Wells at the time. Just at the time there was no social media, so just opening the paper and seeing, hearing about these guys, or opening the paper and reading about them, was crazy. Ron Artest, of course, Jamal Tinsley. You know what I'm saying? You got the whole Brooklyn squad, the Jamal Tinsleys and the CJs and the you know what I'm saying, and the Ed Codas. Alan Griffin was another dude that was tough. Of course, you got your the Rod Stricklands, that crew, you know, with the Mark Jacksons and everybody. But
Right.
I wasn't around for them. No. So, you know what I'm saying, I gotta keep it funky and say guys like Andre Barrett, guys like Kenny Satt, you know, Omar Cook and those guys. Those, that's really who really transcended high school basketball, in my opinion. You know, at that time, it just you know, it just went crazy. It just went high school basketball went crazy. You know, again, no social media, so just imagine what kind of attention and what kind of media hype New York City high school would be getting if we had social media at the time. But again, I know there's a bunch of cats that I'm missing. You know, I didn't mention Reggie Freeman, High Five.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Guys like that, man. You know, it was crazy, man. Lance Stevenson, I remember him when he came out. He won. Then he win like four straight
Four straight.
PSAL trips.
Facts.
Four
You know what I'm
straight.
saying? Like he didn't miss. So, you know, and then when he went to Cincinnati, it was another movie. Yeah, there's just so many players, man. I know I'm missing out leaving out a bunch. Kareem Reed. You know, it's just so many guards, man. So many just players in general that just made New York City what it is. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody, man, that put in that work at the high school level, you know, for New York City, and made it truly the mecca that it is, and you know that we can't erase that. So
Yes.
salute.
Got you. Now the OG Pooh. Listen, I know you're gonna have some names for us that's before our time. That was crazy. So we ain't gonna waste no time. Let's hear these New York City high school basketball legends, man, that really made a mark and had the world on notice.
Well, the
I'm gonna
most
say
important
Fort
players,
Clyde.
the most important players to come out of high school in New York City. You guys named a lot of them, right? But I'm definitely gonna run off the list, right? The true list of the most important players in New York City high school that that made their mark, right? So first of all, you got the captain for Powell Memorial, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Yes.
right? Formerly named Lou Alcindor. He only lost 6 games in high school. He only lost 6 games, right? Facts. And he was the 3-time parade All-American, and he won 2 New York City captain school titles in 63 and 64. Right? So that set the precedence, right? And then, I'm gonna go like up and down, right? 1966, Tiny Archibald. He only played 1 year high school basketball. 1 year, because he was ineligible all the rest of his years. But that senior year, he made his mark. He made his mark in the streets, and he set the tone for New York City point guards to come out of New York City. Even though you had Lenny Wilkins come before him, he was the one that paved the way in the streets and in the summer leagues that had the real impact that it had. And then we want to jump to 1977, Albert King. He's one of the least guys to be talked about because what he did in the pros, right? Because everybody, forget about what these guys did in high school and college. He was truly the one legendary high school player because he was a 2-time first-team All-American. And he was the first Mr. Basketball.
Wow.
Right? In New York City in 1977 because he beat out Magic Johnson.
Tough. Where he was from?
He was from Brooklyn.
Wow.
He went to Fort Hamilton. Him and Bernard King and his brother Gerald, they went to Fort Hamilton. Tough. I played against his brother Gerald King. And, his brother Bernard had a better pro career, but Albert had the better high school career. Right? He killed, man. And people talk about that performance that he had against Canarsie, where he had 48 points, 22 rebounds, and 12 assists, and 6 blocks.
Damn.
crazy. And then he became ACC Player of the Year in Maryland in 1980. So the stats alone, right, let you know he was one of the ones. 1981, we got Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin, he went to Powell Memorial, but in his senior year, because his dad was frustrated with the coach at Powell Memorial, went to Xaverian. And he went to, at Powell Memorial, then he went to Xaverian, and then they went to the state championship and beat the legendary Alexander Hamilton, which played the first nationally televised game on CBS in America. So the first nationally televised game was between Alexander Hamilton and Ben Franklin of Philadelphia, and that was on CBS.
Wow. People, before you finish, Pooh, before you keep going, people need to start putting a lot more respect on Chris Mullin's name. I realize when a lot of us in just the world have these basketball talks, and especially New York City basketball talks, his name gets left out a lot. So I just want to say big shout out Chris Mullin. We need to put a little more respect on his name. I'm sorry, Pooh, guy. I just want to say that.
No doubt. And then you got Walter Berry, right, from Ben Franklin, right? Walter Berry, and that team was so dominant with Kenny Hutchinson and all those guys who came out of New York City during that time. And they won the city championship that year, right? But then it got taken away because, if y'all know, Sid G from the rap group Ultramagnetic, he played on that basketball team, but he was ineligible. So they took the city championship away. That's crazy, right?
Wow.
And they had all those players, and they also had Richie Adams on that team as well.
The Animal.
Richie Adams.
That team was incredible.
Harlem. That's right.
Right? And then, of course, another state champion, Mark Jackson from Bishop Loughlin, 1983. Definitely set the precedent.
So many.
He stayed local.
Many dogs.
Right? But I'm going to be bouncing around because, I think I skipped a few others, right? So let's talk about Connie Hawkins, right? Ooh. Connie Hawkins was so legendary.
Damn.
He was the first real playground legend. Like when we talk about like when people were running to the games and trying to see them play, like how we would walk, guys was going to see Steph or Bassie or Lopez or Kenny Anderson. Connie Hawkins was that guy.
Hey, Pooh, hold on, stay right there real quick, right? Because you're going to give us a history lesson, and I want you to continue. But just real quick, I want A-Game and I want Cal real quick, all things hoop, just to give me 30 seconds of just y'all thoughts and opinions on some of these names that Pooh was reading off.
Oh, no, official. Official. Very official.
Those names you talking about, if I could think of one word, legacy of New York City high school basketball. That's the legacy. That's almost like the I guess like the Cool Hercs. If you talk like compared it to music, the forefathers.
It's like the holy grail of this thing.
The hierarchy, right?
Because there's a buildup. There's a buildup. Because I'm not gonna stay on this forever, right?
Right. So that to me, that's the hierarchy. That's the legacy.
Right. Grandfathers.
Those are the forefathers.
The forefathers, right?
Right. Pooh, before you go, I'm gonna let you finish. I just wanted to ask y'all that because, like I said, when guys like Gil and these guys try to downplay New York City, it's like, yeah, people may have more superstars, but y'all forget the history of New York City basketball and how far it goes back to the 50s and the 60s and the 70s to the point where we was running this whole joint. So I just wanted to say, Pooh, you're doing a hell of a job. All y'all are doing. But the history lesson, because you're giving names that, like I said, people either don't know, don't want to remember, or they forget. So please continue.
Listen, Bashy said it today. Everybody else just catching up. they just catching up. We were so far ahead of everybody that everybody just catching up. And we got to realize that, okay, now everybody's on par with us, and they got their own set of legends and players to come up and learn from us, and they get to go a little further. It's like the dudes who made money back in hip-hop back in the days, but now you got Drake and everybody else making all this money.
And now Drake and them is better. than, they saying Drake and them is better than Kool Herc and
right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like it's tough. It's tough.
So the only guy who bust Connie Hawkins' ass back then, that was Roger Brown from Wingate. Roger Brown was a beast. He's a Hall of Famer, right? Connie Hawkins, all these guys are Hall of Famers that I'm reading off. Chris Mullin, Hall of Fame, right? These guys is Hall of Fame. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all these dudes in the Hall of Fame, right? And then we got guys like Billy Cunningham. Everybody know him as a great coach in the NBA who coached the 76ers in the 1983 championship. But he was one of those ones at Erasmus. He was all city, right? Won the city championship and became parade All-American, right? And then we're going to speed it up, right? Because we had guys like Pearl Washington, who after Tiny Archibald, 20 years later, he really set the precedence for New York City point guards. And I would like to correct my guy Bashy. He said Earl of Pearl. I know he meant Dwayne Pearl Washington. Right. Then we got Kenny Smith during that same era. Him, Mark Jackson, and Pearl, they were during the same era. Right? We know what Kenny Smith did at Archbishop Malloy and then at North Carolina and became an NBA champion.
Yes.
Right? And then we got Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson. He was the one that he was like the media darling.
Yo.
Like his jersey, his high school jersey is in the Naismith Hall of Fame because all the stuff he did in high school. And he didn't start.
Should be in the Smithsonian.
Facts.
Hold on. Real quick, I heard a story. Big shout out my guy Tony Childs, man. Good brother, right? And I had a platform.
Tony Childs.
Right, family right there, good dude. And that was like one of my best talks because he just gave it, it was just raw and cut. It was just 100%, it was just fire. He said, and look at all the basketball he's been around, college, 20 years coaching, on coaching staffs all over. He said, Kenny Anderson is the greatest 13-year-old he's ever seen in his life. Please, y'all thoughts on that, because you got to remember, they saying that 13, Kenny A was out of this world.
I played against him at 14. When he was 14, as a freshman, he killed us in the state championship and only played 3.5 quarters because we went to overtime.
He don't play the first quarter because he a freshman.
No, and we jumped on their ass early.
Come on.
He gave
pause.
Hold on.
Pause. All right, you got me. We got I'm gonna say pause on that. Yes.
He gave Poole 70 that game.
Nah, not at all. He had 23 that game, but he was so young. He had a layup that was so unblockable. Remember, I told y'all the story when we was in the Empire State games playing together. He posted up Christian Laettner, who was 6'11".
Wow.
And scored on him in the post.
Wow.
So not only he was a great point guard, he was crafty.
I wanted to mention two cats real quick. I'm not sure if you finished it. I mean, I know you're not finished with your list, Pooh. And we need your list too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm ready.
But I do want to acknowledge two people real quick, man. In terms of high school basketball and New York City basketball is concerned, I want to acknowledge Isaiah Washington, man. Jellyfin. I just, you know what I'm saying, can't believe the level of hype that was surrounding this kid in terms of being, one of the next to do it from New York City at the time. From that whole Jelly Fam thing went crazy, man. It was pretty much the first viral type of crew that got together, and it was legendary, man. And I gotta salute them for for that high school New York City basketball, because he was larger than life. The next person I want to acknowledge is in terms of New York City basketball, Marquise Noel, doing it right now as we speak. One of the shortest players in in the G League, got drafted by by Toronto, and on that two-way, and doing kind of holding up the torch for New York right now, man. I gotta salute him. But yeah, go ahead, do your thing, man. With y'all people.
Pooh, real quick, let me just give a few names, right? I'm gonna name some high school guys that people probably don't even think about. So first, I'm gonna go Harlem, the East Side, right? Richmond High School. My guy, rest in peace, Ali Mo, and my guy Poodle played together.
Courtney Miles.
Exactly. Listen, both 6'7", 6'8" at the time. Who was unstoppable? Big man, left hand. And remember, I'm just saying, high school, super tough. And I'm going to give y'all two more names. Kendrick Clark and my guy Steve Burke Jr.
So,
listen, what they was doing,
so.
what they was doing in high school, like I said, these are the games I was going to. Even when you got Lamar Odom and Ron Artest playing together in LaSalle.
Yeah.
Like
Lamar went to Christ the King, though.
I mean, I'm sorry.
They played at Riverside, though.
No, but what's the name with the LaSalle, right? Ron Artest.
Sham and Ron.
Right. And what them guys was doing, man, it was mind-boggling. Like I said, to see, I give you another name, Long Island, Danny Green, multiple NBA champion.
Yeah.
Tough.
Super tough in high school. He was the height he is now, he was the same height in high school.
Crazy.
So it's listen, man, then I give props to the young dudes. Pool basketball heads his back. My guy Corey Fisher.
Oh, yes.
Come on, man. Listen.
With the Patrick School.
Come on, my guy Jiggy Josh.
Yeah.
Jiggy Josh.
These are young high school New York City that had the streets in a frenzy.
Right.
You got Truck Bryant. Like I said, we remember Kimber when he was Prince of Zamunda.
Yeah.
13, 14 years old, my guy Momo Joe. So for me, this what New York City basketball was. And then I even give you a guy named Yoda. Yoda's from Harlem.
Yoda.
Come on now.
We need Yoda on basketball heads, man, for sure. We need to make that happen.
I spoke to him a couple months ago. Yo, them dudes, they ain't into none of this, right? His brother Marquise. Listen, they said Yoda was killing Kenny A, Boogie Rod, all of them. So, it's so many New York City high school greats, but the ones that come to me when it's like that had the greatest impact, you got to go with Marbury. You got to go with Felipe. You got to go with Kareem. Listen, man, guys like Dr. J. It's like I said, the list goes on and on and on. But like I said, the impact, Sebastian's impact for a guy 6'1", don't really have a jump shot, and gets picked in the first round, number 10, Adidas contract. Like,
out of
come
high
on,
school.
Bro. So,
out of high school.
Right, out of high school. So, like I said, man, to me, those are like kind of the most impactful. And I give you another name, then I'll let Pooh finish. I seen a movie about him, Earl of Goat Man Ago. So for me, when we talk New York City high school basketball, my opinion, how people try to shit on us, we have the greatest high school basketball players of all time in basketball history. If we talking strictly high school basketball, there's no competition. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Nah, and we second in California, right behind NBA players. And right. California,
right?
Like I think California kind of doubles or triple our state, how big it is.
Right.
But
right.
Hold on. Let me just say this before I let y'all go. And this is my problem. Y'all gotta and remember, I'm too older, so of course his knowledge is back then. The AAU teams, these guys wasn't teaming up; they was going against each other.
Facts.
So today, on the AAU team, you would have Harden, Westbrook, and Paul George on the same team. Like, so just imagine back then that competition, how tough those guys was, and like what Cal said, no social media.
Right.
So if you was a dog and these guys was creating a fan base where we was taking train rides to Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx. When you hear, oh, now son is what? What? Oh, now we got to go see him.
Right,
Now today you go on social media, you see 2 highlights. So yeah, man. So for me, New York City high school basketball, New York City is like no other. But go ahead, Pooh. I'm sorry. I just want to say that.
Yo, real quick.
Go
My fault, Pooh.
ahead.
Yo, Pooh.
Yo.
I peeped that interview you had with what's his name, Myron Piggy.
Yeah. We gonna touch on that. We definitely gonna touch on that.
That was tough. That was tough. And he shouted out New York.
Oh,
how they came up in there. You know what I'm saying? They came up in the tournament, walked up in the building, pumped they dudes. You know what I'm saying? And walked away with the trophy. And your man was
made them step their game up.
Made him step his game up. Word. So that's what we do, man. In all aspects of life, that's what that was the epitome of what New York City basketball was about. You know what I'm saying? And he said it right there. Go ahead, Pooh.
Nah, that was so real, brothers. That was so real. So when we talking about like most important, right? I'm giving highlights of dudes who was kind of the most important in their eras, right? Because there was like a buildup to like, you know, from Kenny Ye to Felipe Lopez, right? Where he was on front of the Sports Illustrated and where he was like the media darling and he was the one that was the best in the country. And then we have a couple more players in between there. But I think when we talked about the most important player, right? When we get to like, you know, Steph Rise, right? Because he come from a lineage of brothers who they were great before him, but none of them had reached his plateau. Even though all of them played big time basketball and all of them was big time athletes, he was the one that took all of their things that they couldn't do it, and he mastered it.
Golden child,
right? Right. So we follow Steph from like Kenny Anderson from the time he was a kid all the way to the NBA and to becoming an icon all over the world. Not just a legend, but an icon. Just like in a whole different country. He's one here. Everybody knows what he's done here in America, but to go over in China and reinvent himself and be like a god over there
and get a statue
is just insane, right? That sets the precedence for his little cousin, because what his little cousin was able to do, who became the OG now, right? We're going to talk about my guy Sebastian Telfair, aka Bassie. What Bass did, nobody else did. Like, let's just set that straight. We talk about all the greats and legendary players that we had. No one was able to do what he has done. Period. We have never had someone from New York State go from high school to become an NBA player and a lottery pick. That has never been done before. And I don't think will ever happen again.
Yeah.
The media frenzy that he had, not only on the basketball court, he did it in the parks as well. He did it in the street ball scene.
Yes.
So when we talk about the most important player to come out of New York City High School, Bassie got to be that one. Even though Kareem set the precedence, then Kenny Anderson and Pearl, but Bassie, when we talk about top 5, like he said, definitely on that list. It was incredible what he did, and to come and have one of the greatest documentaries ever.
Yes, and that's what separated.
For the end to say,
yes, through the fire.
Right, 13th pick, NBA draft, and go off.
I think that's what separated it, though. Like he actually did it for the cameras, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning of that social media era, so that people could see what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
All of the other cats didn't have that.
Hold on, Cal. I mean to cut you off. My guy Turbo was in there. Look what he said, and I want you to look. He said, "What about Carlton Hines?"
Carlton Hines was good, right? but he was off and on because he was ineligible a lot. So a lot of people didn't really get to see him play high school basketball.
Right.
He did a lot with the Gauchos. He did a lot in the AAU circuit. Because when we played against him in the city championship, he was ineligible. He didn't even play, even though we played against him, right, in AAU season. I played it with him up in Harlem. He didn't really play high school basketball like that. He didn't even play when he went to MCI because he didn't get the, he played that first couple of games and then went home, and then suddenly got murdered.
Real quick,
Rest in peace.
just give y'all another name. Guys like Speedy Claxton.
Tough.
Tough. No, he was tough. He was
Lou
tough.
Flores. we could go all.
Can't hear you, Ron.
Francisco Garcia, Lou Flores.
Yeah. So hold on. Let me ask y'all. Ron, say something, Ron.
Can't hear you, Ron.
Well, until
go out and come back in.
Well, Ron getting fixed, right? Let me ask y'all a question. Sebastian or Kenny Anderson?
Ooh, let's do it like that.
Which one is the most important?
Kenny Anderson, man. Kenny Anderson.
No. It's not. I don't know if it's just like that. Pooh may have something to say about that.
Yeah, Pooh. I know what Pooh gonna say. He's gonna say Kenny Anderson too.
No.
Again, I gotta roll with the home team.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. You good.
Yeah, you good now. You good.
I think if Kenny and Bessie were able to play against each other, it will be the clash of the Titans. It will be the clash of the Titans because they both had nice mid-range jump shots, but they both can get to the hole at will, and they both can pass. I would just have to roll with the home team. I have to say Bessie.
I'm just letting y'all know.
You sound like you biased, though. You biased.
I gotta be. Listen, I'm not gonna go against home team. You already know what it is.
So you just saying it because it's the home team?
Not at all. Listen, how? Okay,
the home team,
so tell me. So tell me in which way Kenny Anderson dominates Bessie. Let's go there. I'm willing to go there. We got some time.
We saw it in the NBA. I mean, you got the laptop. I'm sure you got the laptop in front of you.
Whoa. Well, hold on, Pooh. You did say Kenny A posted up a 6'11" guy.
Facts. But Bessie also laid up 6'11" guys and 7 feet guys.
It was because Kenny gave you 70 in that game within 3 quarters.
Never. No one has ever given me 70. Let's just stay with the facts, right? If you look at Kenny A career, probably was a little bit longer.
All-star,
right? And he had an all-star appearance, right? He had that one all-star appearance. No, we talking about where I see their games at, because I think they both had similar games.
Yes, I agree.
The eye test, right?
No, but what I'm asking is, fellas, y'all opinion. Like I said, the topic is, New York City high school basketball.
That's it. He scored more points than him. Facts.
Right.
Won more chips. Facts.
Right. Most important, I'm saying for me.
And he was a lottery pick out of high school. In the story.
But hold on. Now I'm gonna let all y'all respond. See, my thing is when we say who's the most important, I don't think because Bessie won championship that makes him the most important. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm saying just as
Who you think? So who you think?
Well, I seen Bessie. I didn't see Kenny A, but the mystique, the story of Kenny A, it's tough to go against that when I'm hearing guys saying, yo, at 13, he was unstoppable. I never heard that before. So, but to me, it's tough. You can't go wrong. I just feel most important. Wow, I think it may have to go to Kenny Anderson, only because. Hold on, Ron. I'll let you go. Only because in Kenny A's era, it might have been better or maybe more competition, I would guess. Go ahead, Ron. Your thoughts.
When discussing these topics, right? When you say most important, for me, right? I'm going by who was the best, right? So if you say who was the most important, I'm like, listen, who was the best? Who had the best skill set? Who had the best game? Who had the best high school career? Now, here's the thing. If Pooh says Kenny Anderson, 2, if you say Pearl, and Cal says Rod Strickland, I say Stephon Marbury. Essentially, are we wrong? Can I argue?
It's all
I can't
arguable.
argue with Pooh. I can't argue with Cal. I can't argue with you. Because, and even if you say Felipe, because guess what? They all left their mark when they did what they did.
Right.
So if you say Kenny, I can't argue that. Heck, listen, if I'm talking to somebody who's younger than me, who was there for Sebastian, I saw Sebastian, but who was there,
right.
And they say, yo, you know what? They like, yo, listen, big bro, I'm gonna go with Sebastian. I can say, okay, I'm gonna go with Steph. These are my reasons, and you're gonna have your reasons.
Right.
Somebody might say Lance. Lance won 4 straight city championships. I don't want to hear anything about.
He ain't had that buzz like those other guys.
Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. But he won 4 city championships.
And was New York City, New York State all-time leading scorer when he left.
So I say all of that to say, a lot of times when we talk about, I guess, a lot of times those are bullet points, right? But when you talk about who do you think is the best player to come out of New York City, or who do you think, yada, 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 right? That was crazy. I don't know what.
Yeah, because I'm trying to do it too, because you do the 2 thumbs up.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah. I don't know.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's stay focused. Stay focused.
But I want to have fun. This is fun. But Miles don't do it no more. It's crazy.
I feel like with a lot of those individuals, man, you can debate, but I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Right.
With a lot of those guys.
Hey, Ron, I think I agree with you saying, but it's also subjective, right? And you also could, you know what I'm saying? Like, you also could argue your opinion on picking Stephon Marbury over somebody, just the same way in music. You may like Jay-Z the best. You know what I'm saying? I may say Cam. Somebody else may say
Jay-Z is the best.
Big.
I mean, somebody personally, I'm a Cam fan, but
B.I.G.
I'm not gonna say he the best, but
rest
you know
in
what I'm saying? B.I.G. I gotta say B.I.G. But
who you say to?
I'm so y'all gonna laugh at me. Rakim is my greatest MC of all time.
Laugh?
No, we can't laugh at you.
Not laugh because people are gonna But for me, I'll take Rakim over everybody. To be honest,
I'm gonna respectfully say Cam is better than Rakim.
Cam won't even say that.
Yo, so we're not even gonna give him any justice. We're gonna get him the fuck out of here.
Cam
I love you, Cam. But come on, man. Yo, chill out.
Old Cam. No.
Old
Killer? Cam was crazy.
Killer Cam?
KFC, man.
Yo, Cal.
What Cam is doing on this show every season, he come on and do them freestyles. So legendary.
Those shit is fire.
Yeah. Hold on, because we all kind of made our points, and Pooh is very adamant. He going with the home team. So, Pooh, explain why you feel Bassey is the most important New York City basketball player.
Because he want to be on that show. He want to link up with Bassey.
Not at all.
He want him on basketball heads.
If it was anybody else that came out of high school and went straight to the pros, that will never be repeated.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We can say what we want to say, skill wise. Listen, I played against Kenny. I know what Kenny could do, right? I could have said Kenny Anderson, right? If anybody was going to go against Stephon Marbury, I'm going to say Stephon. That's just what it is. That's what we do as a brotherhood. But at the end of the day, the only reason why I said that is because he did what no one else did. Everybody could score points. Everybody could do it in the park. A lot of people could be legendary. A lot of people could be icons in this basketball thing. But how many players in New York City history went straight from high school to the league?
Now, let me ask y'all a question then. Hold on, because I'm always gonna play devil's advocate.
One.
Do y'all think Marbury or Kenny A could have went straight to high school to the NBA?
Hell yeah.
Pooh, all I'm saying is you gotta remember
it didn't happen.
Doing that.
It didn't happen.
Cool.
All right, we could. If it was a fifth, we all be drunk. If it was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Pooh, hold on. Pooh, because you have
changed the rules and all
Pooh,
that too.
Exactly. That wasn't the thing to do. Now, if that was the thing to do,
right.
If Stephon Marbury was ineligible, guess what he was doing? if he ain't score high enough on his SATs, guess what he was about to do?
We could have said same for Kareem, but Kareem couldn't play his freshman year, right? He couldn't play. He had to play JV as a freshman in college. He couldn't play his freshman year.
Wow.
Like it could have went for all of them, but it didn't.
Right.
He just happened to come around at the right time, be in the right place, and have the stars lined up.
Does that make him better though? But does that make him that don't help your argument though?
But see, here's the thing. We
can't change history.
You can't change history, and you can't discredit what he did.
One for the other, right?
You you can't.
Can't.
You know what I mean? You listen. He did it. So we can't say yo the era, yo. Nah.
We'll be here arguing forever.
Yeah.
He did it. That's something that can't be taken away from him.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. So salute that.
That's a fact. He's definitely, when it comes to New York City, just like I said, impact, important.
Right.
He's definitely top 10. He's probably top 5 the way y'all put it, because like y'all said,
definitely top 5.
It's never been done. It's like I said, to be 6'1", maybe 6'1", let's be real, 6 feet probably, and to go lottery from high school.
It speaks volumes.
I got a question though. Who's better?
High school?
Sebastian or Kemba though? You know what I'm saying? Kemba's a four-time All-Star.
Yeah, but
with them accolades.
Yeah, but how?
Now when you say
and had a legendary run in college.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary.
I think. Listen again. In my opinion, that's one of those things where Cal, if you say you taking Kemba and I'm taking Bassi, can you go wrong?
You can't. Ain't no going wrong.
Ain't no going wrong. That's like saying who's better, Ed Cole or Jamal Tinsley.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Somebody could have an opinion on that, but
you
can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. I think a lot of times, like you said, Cal, it's subjective, and it could be subjective a lot of times. It's like, yo, you could say Kemba. How am I gonna argue that? How do I argue that?
Yeah.
And even when you say Bassi, it's like, how do you argue that?
Okay.
I think that's the thing that people skip over. They go straight to, what, you crazy? He better. This, da. How about we could agree to disagree? I like who I like. You like who you like. And
but my fault, Ron, to cut you off. But my thing was this: when Pooh was saying what he was saying, he mentioned the home team. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't have that a part of your argument.
How you gonna tell me what can be a part of my argument?
The home team.
But how can you tell me?
Sound very biased.
It's just like, listen, right? It's the same thing as a dude saying who you think was better than me. I'm not gonna say no one was better than me.
Right.
What I'm saying is that
because it's all subjective. But I'm just saying, but it's all subjective. If I say Kenny, what does that prove? Honestly. It
proves who you like better. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all both, like Ron said, you can't go wrong. But at the end of the day, if you have an opinion, stand on that opinion. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm
You don't have
standing on it. Just because you say Kenny Anderson, I'm going to say Bassie.
Hey,
I'm
Pooh,
not going to side with you, fam. That's
Pooh,
what this debate is all about. You
hey,
got to
Pooh.
make it like that.
That's why I
Pooh,
picked
right.
Cam. That's why I said Cam, because he was from the home team.
So
All
let me pull and raw real quick, because like I said, y'all from BK, right? Right? Well, Pooh, you probably was there more. How was it in Brooklyn when Sebastian was at the height? Like how was it going to those games and just how was it out there?
You couldn't get in if you ain't know nobody.
Jay-Z was up in there, man.
You
So
couldn't get in. Like,
A-Rod
seriously.
was in there.
We Kenny Anderson, all those guys was around, like Marbury. Like, no disrespect to any of them, right? This is no disrespect. The impact that this kid had was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I think we forgetting that. And it's not to knock anybody who came before him. It's not to knock. Again, he came around during the right time. He came around during the right time when all the stars was lined up, and he proved to the world that he was one of the best basketball players in the country.
Yeah.
This is why all of these stars was pulling up. Hollywood and the music industry was front court at his games watching him like, holy shit, this kid is incredible.
Yeah.
He you know, once I got to high school, before I got to high school, you know, you hear about, again, Steph, right? When you see Steph, he was as good as advertised. I started hearing about Omar Cook. Once I saw Omar Cook, he was as good as advertised.
Facts.
You understand?
Yeah.
You start hearing about Sebastian. You saw Sebastian, he was as good as advertised. Those three, and I say those three, and I'm sure Pooh, even with Kenny, like certain people, when you hear about them and you hear about their exploits, and then when you see them, a lot of times you're like, yeah, all right. But then they're the ones where you're like, oh no, he's better than what I heard. Everything that I heard, he's better than what I heard. And Sebastian was exactly like that.
Yeah.
Enough to get invited to ABCD as an 8th grader.
Come on.
Never
Was
happened
he the only
before.
one?
Never happened before.
Wasn't Lance was the 8th grader?
Did Lance go as an 8th grader?
He was before Lance. He was
He killed with
so he was the first one.
But before that, it never happened before.
Right.
And then the kid won MVP.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, listen. Listen.
That's tough.
I'll end that portion of it with this. People forget that he had an incredible skill set. He was 6'1". He was 6'1". If that, might not even have been 6'1". He had an incredible skill set, and jump shot wasn't consistent. Wasn't consistent. Incredible skill set, incredible point guard. You know, and I definitely think he is. You know, impact. Oof. He major impact on the landscape of New York City basketball.
Top five.
Man,
Top
ooh.
Top 5 all time. Lou Alcindor and Bassie.
I mean, Whoa.
I gotta
put him. I'll put him down. I can't even agree, argue that down. Like,
let's end. Hold on. Well, we at the hour mark,
right?
Let's end the show with everybody give their top 5 most impactful New York City basketball players. Give your 5.
Impactful.
Yes, impactful. Your top 5 most impactful New York City basketball players from high school. Anybody? If y'all want me to choose, I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go first.
I'm gonna go Kenny A. I'm gonna go Felipe.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I didn't see it, but come on, man. That what he did was nuts.
Pause on that.
Yes, pause. So I got Kareem. I got Kenny A. I got Felipe.
Yeah.
Wow, Sebastian is there, bro.
Yeah, he's there.
And Stephon Marbury. I'm
Yes.
gonna go with those 5.
That's
I,
The
Yeah.
most,
I'll
the
second
most
that.
impactful, important New York City
you said
high school
Felipe, right?
basketball players.
I'll second that. I'll
You said
second
Felipe,
that.
right?
Yes,
Yeah, I'll second
Alright.
that. I will second that.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Pooh, you got anything different?
Who said Gerald Wilkins is in his 5?
Yo,
Go ahead, Pooh.
I'm gonna go Kareem.
Yeah.
Damn, Kareem, Connie. Damn, this is crazy.
Yeah. Tough.
Kareem, Connie,
Connie
Steph,
not in there.
Kenny, and Bassie.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
tough.
I'm gonna say Connie's not in there. He's not in my 5. But nah, just playing with Pooh right now. Yeah, of course, Kareem. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I got Kareem. I got Shamgod. I got Felipe, of course. I got Kenny A. I said Kenny A. And who else?
Not bad.
And yeah, I gotta put Bassie in there.
Yeah,
Bassie in there.
Yeah.
That's
Listen.
the same 5 you said too?
No. I didn't have Sham
I
going.
said Sham. I said Sham.
Nah, I didn't have Sham. But yeah, man, Pooh, you kind of convinced me before we get out of here. Wow, when you think about what Bassie did with the ABCD, the MVP, like the high school championships, and like I said, Brooklyn 6-1.
Marco.
Mark.
Big
Marco.
shout out, yes. And going straight to high school, holding his own. Wow, on the cover of Sports Illustrated with LeBron James. And anybody know with New York City at that time, if the hype was there and you ain't meet up to the hype, you'd have got dogs for it.
Absolutely.
So for him to meet those expectations and exceed them, Pooh, you got the last word for that because you convinced me. Bassie is, he's up there, bro.
Nah, I want to say Turbo too, man. Yo, Malik Sealy was definitely one of the greatest high school players in New York City.
Absolutely.
Talentine.
Talentine. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Don't want to leave him out. Listen, fellas, again, it's always a pleasure to have these conversations. New York City, we left our imprint on the world, right? And a lot of times I think people don't want to give us the props or the flowers that we have because we held the reign and held the crown for so long. And they got to look up to us, and they have to look towards us to have motivation. And once they caught up, it's their time to look back and kind of kick dirt on us. But this is why we're here. Keep New York City basketball alive and keep it going, and keep the culture alive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, listen, y'all. New York City Basketball Network TV, man. Big shout out to everybody in the building. Every Tuesday, 8:30, we are here live, and we're going to talk some of the best basketball. But New York City basketball, most of all things hoops, A-Game Podcast, the OG basketball heads, my guy, Ari La Flea. This is All Ball TV, and we out, y'all. Have a great night.
Peace. He did it again. I can't do it. I just get 2 thumbs up. Oh, you crazy, yo.
Get out of here. Look.
Ah!
Y'all be good.
Peace.